Name I've got to bring up with you. I'd be remiss not to. You and I've talked about it a lot. Elon Musk and Tesla. And I think we're all still trying to get our head a little bit around what happened on AI Day and this humanoid robot that he talked about to take over boring work. How do you factor in? I mean, Elon is somebody who throws out some really creative ideas nonstop. How does that, or what did you take away from that presentation?
Yes, what I took away, especially in reading many of the articles about it,
Mm-hmm.
is that there are not many people who are deeply involved with artificial intelligence, and that is who that day was for. They were trying to attract AI talent to tackle the most difficult and probably most transformational opportunities, certainly in terms of transportation, all kinds of transportation, not just cars and trucks, but ultimately drones and planes, using artificial intelligence. So I think the press took away, gee, this was a nothing. It was kind of entertainment with this robot. But there they go, changing the subject again.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone who has been steeped in AI and wants to take up the challenge that they're offering, got a tremendous perspective on how far ahead Tesla is relative to almost anyone else. I would say Google is up there, but in many ways in autonomous transportation, Tesla is in the lead. So I don't think it was the AI Day was not for investors. It was going to go over their heads, most of it. And yet, for those who tuned in, he offered a little bit of entertainment, I suppose.
It almost
our artificial intelligence analysts were blown away.
Really?
And in fact, if you look on our website, you'll see we put out a newsletter every Monday morning, and we summarized some of the more important takeaways we had from that day.
So it sounds like, no doubt about it, you're staying with Tesla. You're still in on the company, in on the strategy.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Every passing day, especially the more we learn about their AI expertise and how they're really driving the space, so to speak, much faster than I think anyone else is right now. We believe they have the pole position to, and we've increased our estimate here. In the next 10 years, we think the autonomous taxi network opportunity in the U.S. will be $11 to $10 trillion from nothing today. Think about that.
It's huge. It's
11
massive.
to our economy. Now, it's not just this economy. That 11 to 12 is a global opportunity. But just to give you a sense of the size of that opportunity, our economy is $21-22 trillion. This opportunity alone is $12 trillion in 10 years. The market will start to recognize it, and we think we will in the marketplace. In the middle of this decade, 2025, the market caps will probably be scaling towards the $3 to $5 trillion range. Again, from nothing.
So even with, the chip shortages impacting the auto industry, Tesla, you still remain steadfast on Tesla despite those chip shortages that are impacting the overall industry.
It's very interesting. On the last quarterly call, Elon himself said, the chip shortage might be lessening here. I know we're hearing GM and others, but I have thrown out another thought out there. Auto sales have dropped from 18.5 million units, this is just the U.S., at an annual rate in April, to 14.75. I do not believe that is only because of a chip shortage. I think it is the beginning of a massive transformation towards electric. And so a lot of individuals are not buying cars because they know anything they buy now is going to depreciate much more quickly now that electric vehicles are taking off, and they are growing exponentially. So I think something else is going on, and it was really interesting on the Magna call. I listen in when there's controversy like this to these calls.
Right.
One analyst asked the CEO, hey, Were you surprised that GM changed its forecast within 1 month? Were you as surprised as were? And Magna said yes. Something else is going on out there. And I do believe it is the beginning of a massive transition away from the internal combustion engine to electric. So no, I'm not concerned about the chip shortage for Tesla.
So even after I talk to you for 20 minutes, I still have 20 minutes, 30 minutes more of questions, but I've got to wrap up. We've only got about a minute, and I so appreciate your time here. I know you recently talked with another member of the business news community. You said there's no way that we are in a bubble. You feel that way about the market, specifically when we look at the tech space? We've seen quite a run up, not a bubble at all?
Not a bubble at all. I can tell you the difference is in a bubble, and I was in the last one.
Right.
In that bubble, our strategy would have been cheered on. People would have been clamoring to get in. And sure, we've retained our assets beautifully, but the February drawdown from mid-February to mid-May was quite a big one. It was for our flagship fund, roughly 35%. I'm very happy that happened because we've tested our retention here. Our clients really know what they own. And we've set the stage for the next leg up. We have a lot of fear in the market. You hear more analysts. If you look at the ratings, buy and sell, you can look at Tesla's ratings. They're probably even buy and sell by now. Maybe it's a little more to the sell side. In a bubble, it would be buy, 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 buy. You get a lot of fear from the street. And we get a lot of incoming questions associated with risk, which we should get and are happy to answer. We get more questions about risk than opportunity. In a bubble, you get more questions about opportunity than risk.
All right. Going to leave it on that note. And I know when you talk about the names, the companies, you always often talk about your research team that is looking into these companies. And I know you credit them a lot with the analysis they do as you guys invest in your 5 different platforms. So thank you so much, Cathie. Thanks so much for giving us some time again here on Bloomberg Radio, Bloomberg TV. Be well. Cathie Wood, of course, the CEO, founder, and Chief Investment Officer of ARK Invest, joining us on the phone from Connecticut.